Well, hello and welcome to In Your Shoes, a show where we get to know our students, hear about their challenges, celebrate their successes, get inspired by their stories, and walk in their shoes for 30 minutes. I am your host and HCC president, Dr. Daria Willis, and I am glad you are with us today. My guest is a multifaceted, strong, and determined woman who immigrated from Ukraine over 20 years ago. Irina Berestenko grew up in the Soviet Union, and she witnessed its dissolution. During a time of uncertainty where resources were scarce and education lost all value, Irina only completed 9 school grades back at home. Yeah. And it wasn't until she moved to the United States that she realized the power of education and made the decision to further her education here. Irina, thank you for joining me today and for agreeing to share your story. And as we had a brief conversation before the show started, let me just say you are amazing. You are brilliant, you are powerful, you are beautiful. And I just can't wait until our listeners hear just your perseverance and how you've been able to accomplish so much. So thank you for coming.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Willis.
So I'd like to start our conversation to hearing more about you, your transition when you immigrated from the Ukraine to the United States, and talk to us about just your major life change.
Yes, I was very young when I get married.
Mm-hmm.
And then my ex-husband, he was from India. So I lived in India for 3 years. Mm-hmm. And then we moved to United States. I didn't speak English at that time.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have high school diploma. Mm-hmm. And, I just live my life, try to get adjusted. Mm-hmm. I didn't have no family here. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it was, not easy mm-hmm. to move from home, to move to India, then to move to United States. And I just work and live my life. That's all. Mm-hmm. That's all what I was doing. Mm-hmm. Just then, when my kids was born, I realized that I'm missing something, my education. Mm-hmm. I was always want to finish high school, but I was thinking it's just a dream. Mm-hmm. I didn't know I have a way to do it mm-hmm. in here. Mm-hmm. So that's all basically.
Mm-hmm. So you always wanted to finish?
I always want, yes. Sometimes mm-hmm. I even dream about. I was dreaming I'm in school, mm-hmm. tell you the truth. Mm-hmm. And then I realized, no, I'm not. And I tried to find some ways to continue my education, mm-hmm. but it was unsuccessful. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking, that's it. Like all my life I stay without education. Mm-hmm. That's, yep.
Okay, well, I'm fascinated that you started in Ukraine, you transferred to India, and then you made it to the United States. I mean, on a scale of what I've had to go through and just bouncing from one state to the next within the same country, wow, that you were able to, just go through all of those various changes and look at the example that you're setting for your kids. I just think that's so amazing, so amazing.
Thank you.
Let's look at 2018 and the moment you decided to obtain your GED mm-hmm. and what motivated you to go back to school, because you just talked about really wanting to, dreaming about finishing. Yes. So what prompted you to go ahead and take that first step?
My kids was born. After the kids. Mm-hmm. I realized I'm missing something and time passed by. Mm-hmm. And, if I don't do it now, mm-hmm. maybe I never have a chance. Mm-hmm. So I started researching online. And first thing what I did, I went to Laurel Community College Center uh-huh. for the ESL test. Mm-hmm. So I went for the test, and they test me level 6. Mm-hmm. And then I went for some of the classes, but it was not enough for me. I knew I need more mm-hmm. because my English was okay at that time, mm-hmm. so I knew I need high school diploma. Mm-hmm. And I find program in Harvard Community College, mm-hmm. but I failed the test mm-hmm. for the program, okay. And then I decided to study by myself. Mm-hmm. and I study online by myself. Just came here to do the tests. So I did one test by one, passed them, and that's it. I got my high school diploma.
And so how did that feel? I mean, and it's just amazing, right? Because you said when my kids were born, you knew something was missing. And I would like to think, and don't let me put words in your mouth, but as a mother, you want your kids to know what they can do, and you want to be able to set that example.
Yes.
So how did you feel finally accomplishing that goal?
I cry about my GED because it was my birthday.
Oh,
November 30th.
That is so
and I got my
amazing.
GED, so I was crying. I was, God, thank you. This is a great gift for me, you know? So I was overwhelmed and amazed that I did it. But it was not enough for me. So I went further.
Because you had to keep going.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes,
I'm getting chills just talking to you.
I was very curious.
I bet your kids are curious too, huh?
Yes.
They get it somewhere. The fruit doesn't fall far from the tree.
Yep.
Well, that's wonderful. So after getting your GED on your birthday, you made the decision to enroll at HCC. As you said, you're still curious and you wanted to get more.
Yes.
With the idea of pursuing a career in business administration, but your path has led you in a different direction. So tell us about that journey.
You know, at the time I worked as a salesperson, so I was thinking business administration can suit me well. But when I started to explore classes, it took me to science.
Okay.
I get I like the science, so I take a lot of classes, and I change my major. I change it to engineering.
Wonderful.
Because engineering is very flexible degree, and you can take different classes. It's a general engineering, so I can mix the classes I like, you know, and take my time to decide what I really want in the end. That's why I changed to engineering.
Well, that's fascinating because engineering as a field doesn't have as many women as men.
Yes, you're right.
And I'm not an engineer. I'm afraid to even try to spell the word engineering, and I'm a college president, so I am envious of you taking that leap. But what is it that excites you about engineering? So we hear the flexibility, but what's exciting about it that keeps you interested?
It. Like I did it little by little, and I get good in it. Like I enjoy the classes. I have great professors, like they the best. And just go through it, and then when you finish the class, you feel like another door opens for you. You feel like satisfaction. So that's why
wonderful.
I
So let's talk about those professors. They're wonderful.
I tell you about all the
They're
professors.
great.
Ask me. I know a lot of them.
Oh, I know you do. So if you could pick one that is just stands at the top for you that's just been awesome, who is that
Dr.
professor?
Murray.
Wow. And why?
The best, because he always encourage us. And he tell us not to be afraid. And he show us examples of homework from College Park and say, that's what you're gonna do, and you can do it here too. And when you go to College Park, you know everything. Like don't be afraid. That's what he told us.
That's beautiful.
And he make us to do projects together, and that's also like the good. How I can say? Sorry, I'm a little bit overwhelmed.
Don't apologize. No.
And you learn a lot when you're doing like a project together with another students. You learn a lot from each of them. So that's why I like the Dr. Murray.
That's great. I mean, and I always love to ask students that question because we know that we have the best professors and faculty members anywhere in the state of Maryland, right here at HCC. But just to hear the names of those that are really encouraging you in the classroom, and it's life-changing work, right?
Yes.
I mean, look at you, you lit up as I asked you about your best professor and your favorite one and what they did for you in the class. So that's wonderful. Yeah. That is really, truly wonderful.
I'm sorry. Me and Karina, Karina Soto Perez, we give him award best professor from us, from two of us, in the end of the semester.
Oh, I love that.
Yes.
Did you get him a trophy or a certificate or? That's nice. So with that, I hear that you've been part of the Society of Women Engineers.
Yes.
Tell me more.
I met the previous president of the club, Karina Soto Perez. I will mention her name many times. She's the best also. So I met her on the tutoring, physics.
Okay.
And she invited me to the club, and I agree. So, I joined the club. We had online meetings because it was COVID time. We talk about homework, support each other. And then after, it's not after COVID, but when it was lifted, the restrictions, the college had some club rush events. So I was, sorry.
Don't apologize. You're doing great.
I volunteer there in the club events, and I feel like a sense of community there, in a club and in the events I visit, and they ask me to be their representative. So I represent the club for a semester last year, and I really enjoyed that. All the games we play, all the events I attend. It was wonderful. I just like to sit on a table with people I don't know and talk to them.
Oh, that's
Ask
wonderful.
them questions, yes.
Yeah. So you have your professors, you have the club, you talked about tutoring, and I imagine that we'll have students that are listening to your story today.
Yes.
How does all of that make one successful with just the camaraderie that you talked about with your fellow students? I mean, do you think students should take part in clubs, find out what interests them so they can remain engaged?
Definitely.
What's your advice that you have for
I
students?
advise them to take all the resources this college have, because I didn't know about resources. I start studying before COVID, and then COVID hit. Next semester I start to study, so I miss a lot of this. So when the restrictions was lifted, I was amazed how many clubs, how many events, tutoring, as you say, a lot of support, work-study programs, step-up program, everything. It lifts you up, it supports you mentally, and it's help you in your studies and everything. So I encourage them to use the resources of this of the community college. It really helps.
Wonderful.
It helps.
So you're part of Step Up?
Yes, I am.
So tell me more. Who is your Step Up coach? How did you get involved?
Can I can tell her name?
Yes.
Her name is Catherine. She speaks Russian. She's from Russia. So it's really was. I was surprised because it's very nice to have a mentor who can speak with you your own language. So that's why I say I don't know who working in there, how they connect people, but they give me the best person for me.
Beautiful.
So we meet with her every week, and I tell her about my success and about my, problems too. And she just giving me advice, and I really like it. I enjoy the program, and
that's good.
I enjoy her company too.
And I see, and I'll say this: I've been to several community colleges around the nation, and I haven't seen one that has this type of program that's just super awesome.
Super.
Employees who take students, their mentees to lunch, or they meet up during break, or whatever the case may be. I mean, I just think that's so awesome, and it helps you as a student get connected to other resources, like you say, that you may not have known about. And then for you to find someone who speaks Russian.
I didn't expect that.
Feels almost like home, huh?
Yes. It is my home now.
Yes. This is true. This is true. So I think that's a good transition because, we can't ignore the fact that your home country, where you were born, is Ukraine. And it continues to be under attack, even as we sit here and record this podcast. Do you mind me asking, how are you during these just really troubling times? And I imagine that you have family that's still back in Ukraine. How are you all coping with this from a distance?
I just try to talk to them as often as I can, ask how they're doing, I support them. My kids, they're still young, they don't understand, but they talk to grandmother, over Skype. And, I'm in safety right now, but they're not, so it's worrying me a lot. When it happens, I was really down, because of this news. And I want to thank you, Professor Lieberman and Professor Jonas, that semester, the last spring semester, that they really support me, and they give me some time to with assignments and everything, because they understand that it's hard for me. And just want to thank you, my professors. But right now it's they're not in safety, but they're doing well. Okay, for their position, they all healthy and alive. So that's all what I'm asking from God. I want it to stop as soon as possible. That's all. And I want to peace for Ukrainian people.
Right. And we all feel the same. Peace everywhere.
Yes.
Is where I sit, right?
Yep.
Everywhere.
Yes.
And I'll certainly keep your family in my prayers. And
Yes.
thank you just for being vulnerable and willing to talk about
Yes.
your feelings regarding this unfortunate
Thank
situation.
you for the question.
Have you been able to connect with any other students or people in the community who are from Ukraine at all?
I have a friend. She's from the same city I'm from, so we
Okay.
kind of support each other.
Okay.
She also have family there.
Okay.
So I often call her and we discuss, So that helps a lot
Okay.
to have somebody who understand me and who's from the same city as me. That's a big deal.
That's good. That's
Yep.
good. Well, if there is anything that we can do to continue to support you inside and outside of the classroom, let us know.
Thank you so much.
So, what are your plans? You started off wanting to be in business administration. Then I've got a love for engineering.
Yes.
So, what's next?
I'm thinking to transfer and do the data science.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
Okay.
bachelor degree and master degree. I want to do master. I'm not sure about PhD, but master definitely.
Beautiful.
I will go further.
What schools do you think you're interested in?
The Global Campus,
Okay.
University of Maryland. I think it's good because it's online and I can take care of my kids. Because kids need a lot of attention right now. I cannot just go as a regular student.
Right.
So as an adult student, I think they have a program. You can take one class by one, and it's much easier for me to do it. And I want to work. So I definitely want to work.
That's good.
So after I finish, I'm looking for work right now.
Well, we all got to eat, don't we? That's good. Well, what do your kids think about mom being in school and just paving the way? I mean, it has to be just amazing for your kids to know what they can accomplish if you can do it too.
Yeah, because my kids, they're also special needs kids. My older son was born 3 months premature. So, I'm thinking that this college is so great and it supports so many different, people. And my kids have special needs, so I think, when they grow up, they're definitely going to go here.
That's
For
wonderful.
sure. I want them to be here. And I don't want to leave this college. I want to stay here.
Well, to get to University of Maryland Global, you'll have to leave us at some time.
I know. I already have like 91 credit. I did the maximum for what program allow me to do to stay here, but I have to move.
That's been one of the things, that's so interesting about community colleges. Students they fall in love.
Comfortable.
Yes.
Very comfortable.
And I love it, but then I have to say, it's all right, but we need you to go and fly out the nest. And
I know.
You said you want to get that master's degree. You can't get that here.
I know.
So, yeah. But, I'm excited to hear that we'll have 2 new students in a few years that come to HCC. And we've got a lot of folks that have family connections and all as well.
Yes.
So, and it starts when you have a good experience.
Yes.
So, what other terms of advice can you give to the folks that are listening? I mean, because I just think that you've had a really fascinating life full of struggles, of course, but a lot of things to be happy about.
Yes.
And a lot of things to look forward to. And I tell folks, if it's worth having, then it's worth fighting for. And you are the very definition of that. So
Thank you.
what terms of advice can you give, personal or professional, to
Just
our
stay
listeners?
strong, be patient, don't give up easy. If you cannot take full 4 classes a semester, take 1 class. Just be consistent. and you will be there. You get there from here.
I love that. You can get there from here. I remember when I had my daughter at 19, I said, I can't stop. I have to keep going.
Yes.
Because if you stop, it's harder to get back in, right?
Yep.
Good. Well, I think that we have reached a point in our show, unless there's anything else you want to share with us. But it's, such a beautiful story of resilience and perseverance.
Thank you so much.
Everything that you have just seen in your life. You're going to write a book one day?
Maybe.
Can't wait to see it on the bookshelves. Just when you write your book, please make sure that I get a signed copy
send you
in
a copy.
advance. Just send me a copy in advance. I won't let anybody see it. It won't be leaked out to the public, but you certainly have a story to tell.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Well, Irina, thank you so much for joining us today on In Your Shoes. And thank you, everyone, for listening and watching this podcast. You can catch new episodes every other month. Listen to our podcast on dragondigitalradio.podbeam.com and stream on Howard Community College's YouTube channel. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at HowardCCPrez, and that's Prez with a Z, or contact me at president@howardcc.edu. Keep moving forward in your shoes, and Happy New Year, everyone. And
Happy New Year.
Thank you, Irina, for joining us today.
Thank you so much.